Welcome. This is an overview demo on the Phoenix Business Consulting Lessor Accounting add-on for SAP Business ByDesign. The goal of this add-on is to support updated Lessor accounting rules. This is SAP Business ByDesign. I'm logged in as Iris Green in a demo company. For those of you that are familiar with SAP demo companies, this is a controller user. I've simplified her screen and her launchpad just to focus on the items we're working on today. We have added in the Lessor accounting add-on into the Business ByDesign system, and let's review some of the settings. So for the configuration, we support multiple companies and also multiple sets of books. So we can define for each set of books the GL account for interest, revenue, and then sales. These are going to define some master settings, which will automate some of the processes later on. And again, it's flexible because we could have this for different charts of accounts. Once we do that, the process is actually embedded in the contract. So we'll go out and we'll start a contract. And we have an organization that's leasing from me. And I have a 1-year lease on an item. And at this point, we have the full power and flexibility of the SAP Business ByDesign lease contract with renewals, but we're just going to, for the point of demo today, keep things very simple. We're going to start with the date, and then we're just going to go to the Lessor invoicing item. And what we've done is we've set it up because most organizations we talk to are calculating the lease interest and principal separately. And so we've defined a simple spreadsheet where we've calculated out or perhaps negotiated the payments and which portion of each payment in the schedule will be total payment, which part will be interest, and which part will be principal. So once we've defined that, we're just going to save it as a CSV. So once we've defined this template, we will save this as a CSV on my desktop, and then I will import this in, and it will drive the item. It will drive the calculations. So we'll just pull this in, read the file, generate the invoice schedule, then review this. You'll see that it's pulled in everything. It's showing me the per payment, the total amount, internal interest, and leased revenue. It's important to point that I can still edit this at this point, so it's still open for me to make changes. And then I can just generate the invoice schedule. And once the items are here, we're going to see that we have the item. We'll see that we have the item, and then that's been generated, and we can review the invoice schedule. So this has all been generated for me. At this point, all I have to do is release. So once we have created and released the contract, the next step would be to go create an invoice request. So I've created a predefined query to just make this show up for me on the top of my list. We're going to go edit this, and we need to create the invoice schedule. It's a simple process. You just go over here and you click Schedule, Create Scheduled Invoice Requests. Hit Save. Once these requests have been created, they'll show as to be invoiced. And you'll see I have 2 lines because we started in October. It's December, so I have 2 months to invoice. So I'll go up here and I'll invoice and release these. And there's both months. I'll go ahead and just release those. And then that falls off the list of items to be invoiced. Now let's go look at the invoice we've created. We'll go look at the November invoice. We can see the items, the leased item. So we see the lease, and then we're going to go take a look at the journal entry. So you can see that we are debiting accounts receivable and debiting deferred revenue. At the same time, we are creating vouchers. So let's take a look at the vouchers that were created. So you'll see that we actually have the lease component here. domestic sales and lease. And then we're also recognizing the interest. You'll notice that these are not posted. This is so that you may also make adjustments and review these before they're posted, especially if you're doing these as a batch at the end of the month. But once they're entered, you post them. You can then post these once they've been reviewed and approved. And that is lease accounting for SAP Business by Design from Phoenix Business Solutions. Thank you.